Welcome to The Cosmic Codex for October 18, 2024. Speaking for the Dead. Harlan Ellison in context. Podcast article written by science fiction author Brian Scott Pauls. AI voiceover created using MicMonster. For many decades, multiple Hugo, Nebula, and Locus award-winning author Harlan Ellison was the charismatic bad boy of science fiction. He could be antagonistic and uncompromising. He described himself as a troublemaker, malcontent, desperado. He readily resorted to legal action if he felt others had violated his rights. He is alleged to have assaulted fellow author Charles Pratt at a Nebula Awards banquet. He groped longtime friend Connie Willis on stage in front of the 2006 Hugo Awards audience. Ellison also played an undeniably influential role in science fiction's new wave, beginning in the 1960s. While his many short stories may stand as his greatest contribution to the genre, a case can also be made for his editing of the anthologies Dangerous Visions, and again, Dangerous Visions. Published in 1967, Dangerous Visions included over 30 stories, many by past and future Hugo and Nebula winners, including Ellison himself. It helped define the new wave science fiction movement, particularly in its depiction of sex. Science fiction author and critic Algis Budrys wrote of Dangerous Visions, "You should buy this book immediately, because this is a book that knows perfectly well that you are seething inside." As editor, Ellison received a special citation at the 26th World SF Convention for editing the most significant and controversial SF book published in 1967. A second volume followed Dangerous Visions in 1972. Again, Dangerous Visions won Ellison another special award for editing at the World Science Fiction Convention. A third volume, The Last Dangerous Visions, was announced for publication in 1973. Ellison solicited stories from many authors, but never published the anthology in his lifetime. He died in 2018. Before Ellison's death, J. Michael Straczynski, Babylon 5 creator and Ellison's friend, agreed to serve as his literary executor. This responsibility included overseeing the long-delayed publication of The Last Dangerous Visions. After a further wait of over 6 years, more than a half-century since the release of Again, Dangerous Visions, the third volume finally shipped. My copy arrived in September. So far, the only short story I've read in The Last Dangerous Visions is A.E. Van Voigt's The Time of the Skin, because one does not simply ignore a previously unpublished Van Voigt story. But the first thing I read was Ellison Exegesis, Straczynski's interpretation of Ellison's life in light of decades of undiagnosed and untreated mental illness. He doesn't excuse his friend for what he acknowledges as inappropriate and outrageous behavior, but like a grown-up Ender Wiggin, the title character of Orson Scott Card's Speaker for the Dead, he wants to give the reader a portrait of the whole man. As someone who also suffered from decades of undiagnosed and untreated mental illness, I found Straczynski's account illuminating and deeply moving. I recommend it to anyone interested in Harlan Ellison or the history of science fiction, even those who were there, and think they know all they need to know about Ellison. You may be surprised. Please share your thoughts about this article by commenting online at thecosmiccodex.com. You can also find source links in the online text. Don't miss an article. Subscribe today to the Cosmic Codex email newsletter at thecosmiccodex.com. Thank you for listening.